There is a profound silence that many of you have encountered in the late hours of the night, a silence where you have tried, with all your might, to finally let go. You have heard the teachings, you have studied the law, and yet, there is a recurring exhaustion from trying to apply these principles only to see nothing shift. You find yourself questioning if these metaphysical laws are truly real, or if this persistent suffering is simply in vain. I invite you to consider a deeper truth today. Perhaps the reason your mind resets have failed is not because you lack discipline, but because you have been chasing the myth of the clean slate. You have been trying to empty a vessel while still identifying as the one who broke it. We often speak of emptying the mind as if it were a room we could simply walk out of. But as Carl Jung once suggested, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. This is what we call the residual vibration trap. You cannot achieve a true reset while you are still identifying with the person who has the problem. This is the core of the struggle for the advanced seeker. You know the rules of the universe, yet you feel fundamentally blocked. When you attempt to manifest from a state of need, you are not communicating with the source. You are merely shouting from the ego. Jerry Hicks often reminded us that resistance is simply the act of looking at what is and pushing against it. If you try to reset your mind while still holding the frequency of your current struggle, you are simply painting over rust. You are carrying the silent burden of existential anxiety into a space that is meant for peace. You are essentially trying to vibrate at two different levels simultaneously. The level of the seeker who is tired of the plateau. The level of the master who already possesses the sovereignty. But the universe does not respond to your words. It responds to your resonance. If your underlying state is one of "I must fix this," the universe hears only, "This is broken." This is why most resets fail. They are an act of war against the self, rather than an act of alignment with the soul's purpose. Have you ever wondered why an unfulfilled desire feels like a physical weight? In psychology, we call this the Zeigarnik Effect, the tendency for the human mind to remember uncompleted tasks more vividly than completed ones. In the metaphysical realm, this creates the Zeigarnik tension. Every time you try to manifest health, love, or prosperity and do not see it materialize, you create a mental open loop. These loops act as spiritual parasites, draining your inner spark and leading to a state of apathy or disconnection. You believe your energy is vibrationally blocked, but in reality, your consciousness is simply scattered across 1,000 unfinished conversations with the universe. These open loops create a constant repetition of negative self-sabotaging patterns. You tell yourself you are starting over, but your subconscious is still running the program of the failed manifestation. To achieve a true breakthrough, we must close these loops, not by achieving the goal externally, but by achieving the inner victory of conquering the internal self first. What if the lack you feel is actually your subconscious holding on to the idea of lack itself? We must redefine our understanding of the vortex. Many seekers treat the vortex as a spiritual destination, a place they will eventually arrive at if they do enough rituals. But this is a fundamental misunderstanding that keeps you in a state of seeking rather than being. The vortex is not a place. It is your neurochemical baseline. It is a state of coherence and presence. When Jerry Hicks spoke of the art of allowing, he was describing the process of lowering the resistance until your physical body and your energetic spirit hum at the same frequency. When you view the vortex as a destination, you reinforce the feeling of being spiritually isolated or misunderstood. You create a distance between yourself and the larger reality. But when you understand it as a frequency you can access in this very moment of silence, the struggle disappears. You are not looking for a clean slate. You are looking for metaphysical clarity, the understanding of how reality truly works. It is not about changing what you have. It is about fundamentally changing your state of being using energy and quantum principles. The universe only needs one answer from you. Yes, I am the creator. Many of you carry the silent burden of deep grief or existential anxiety, wondering why, despite your vast knowledge, the same self-sabotaging patterns repeat. You feel like an advanced seeker who knows the rules but remains fundamentally blocked. I invite you to go deeper. To understand why a reset feels impossible, we must dismantle the very architecture of who you think you are. We often mistake our mind for a soul, but in the realm of metaphysical clarity, we must see the mind for what it truly is. A collection of curated memories and reinforced frequencies. Your identity is not a solid stone. It is a narrative architecture built upon past failures and the exhaustion of trying to apply laws that haven't yet shifted your reality. To achieve a true subconscious reprogramming, you must understand that you cannot fix the person you have been. Instead, you must strategically forget the current self. This is what Neville Goddard referred to as leaving the old man behind. If you continue to identify with the one who is seeking healing, you are anchoring yourself to the frequency of the wound. Your mind as a filter. Your subconscious is simply awaiting instructions, yet you keep giving it the same blueprint of your past struggles. The power of release. To reach sovereignty, you must become comfortable with the silence where the old identity no longer speaks. What if the inner spark you feel you've lost is simply buried under the weight of a self that no longer serves your soul's purpose? In the wisdom of reality transurfing, we encounter the mirror principle. Imagine yourself standing before the mirror of reality. Most seekers focus intently on the reflection, the lack of money, the illness, the spiritual isolation, and try to change the image by force. But the mirror only reflects your default vibrational state. This creates a paralyzing feedback loop. You see nothing shifting in the physical world, which triggers doubt in the law. This doubt then becomes your new frequency, which the mirror faithfully reflects back to you. The mind gets stuck in this loop, making a reset seem impossible because you are waiting for the reflection to change before you change your state of being. To break this, you must attain inner sovereignty, the ability to maintain your peace regardless of external circumstances. You must decide that your resonance is the only truth and the physical world is merely a delayed echo. There is a specific trap for the advanced practitioner, the dopamine loop of spiritual seeking. You believe that the next book, the next seminar, or the next secret will be the key to your awakening. However, seeking metaphysical answers for deep wounds can sometimes become a way to avoid the actual inner work. The seeking trap. The act of seeking inherently confirms a state of not having, the intellectual plateau. You become an expert in the rules, while your energy remains vibrationally blocked because you are overstimulating the intellect and undernourishing the presence. This is the ultimate irony. The more you study manifestation to fix your life, the more you reinforce the identity of the person who is broken. True vibrational mastery is not found in more information. It is found in the reunion with the source that happens when the seeking finally stops. I invite you to consider, is your spiritual study a bridge to your power or a sophisticated way to postpone being the creator? Many of you have expressed exhaustion from trying to apply the law of assumption or law of attraction and seeing nothing shift. This spiritual plateau often stems from a belief that your energy is vibrationally blocked or that the flow has stopped. I invite you to step away from the struggle and enter the mechanics of the neural loop bypass. We are moving from theory into sovereignty and subconscious reprogramming. In the teachings of Jerry Hicks, there is a specific numerical key to breaking a negative self-sabotaging pattern. This is the 17-second threshold. It is the minimum requirement of focused intention to break a neural firing pattern. When you hold a pure thought, one that is not contradicted by your current doubt in the law, for 17 seconds, you reach a point of vibrational mastery where another thought of similar frequency joins it. The combustion point. At 17 seconds, the thought begins to attract its own resonance, the law of momentum. If you can sustain this for 68 seconds, the manifestation is already vibrationally complete. You have reached a state of alignment. Breaking the block. Most seekers fail because they interrupt their 17 seconds with, "but it's not here yet," which reinforces the sense of being disconnected from the soul's purpose. To achieve a subconscious breakthrough, you must learn to disrupt the constant repetition of negative patterns. The ego is a creature of habit. It thrives on the silent burden of your past. To force an immediate vortex alignment, you must use a pattern interrupt. When you catch yourself questioning if the metaphysical laws are real, you must apply a shock to your narrative. This is not about positive thinking, it is about sovereignty. The physical shock. A sudden, nonsense movement or a deep, sharp inhalation can break the frequency of self-sabotage. The I am pivot. Interrupt the thought of "I am tired" with the definitive knowledge that you are an unshakable connection to the source. Emotional mirroring. Acknowledge the pain of the block, then immediately pivot to the presence. This technique is designed to dismantle advanced blocks by proving that it is not your past that hinders you, but your default vibrational state in this moment. The final component of this reset is the alpha state gateway. To manifest health, love, and prosperity, you must communicate directly with the subconscious through a lowered brainwave state. Using rhythmic breathing, specifically the heart coherence method, you can lower your frequency into the alpha or theta range. This is the state of being where the inner spark is rekindled. The breathing ritual. Through deep rhythmic cycles, you create emotional balance and consistent inner alignment. The quantum overwrite. In this state, your mind is open to reprogramming. You are no longer trying, you are flowing. Presence and silence. In the silence, you can feed your subconscious the new script of being a conscious creator. This practice allows you to use frequency, energy, and quantum principles to fundamentally change who you are at the core. It is the difference between struggling with the world and attaining inner victory. I invite you to consider. What if 17 seconds of pure, unadulterated gratitude is the only thing standing between you and your awakening? For many of you, the deeper fear is that it might be too late to achieve personal sovereignty and inner peace. You carry the silent burden of deep grief or prolonged illness, feeling that your past has cemented your future. I invite you to step into the Sethian point of power, where we dismantle the illusion of linear time to claim your status as a conscious creator. The advanced seeker often struggles because they believe they must heal a past that is still happening somewhere. However, using the wisdom of Neville Goddard, we understand that your now is the only point of creation. To reset the mind, you must treat the past not as a solid record, but as a non-existent holographic projection that only carries weight if you grant it your intention. The illusion of age and history. It is not your age or past that blocks you. It is your default vibrational state in this current moment. Collapsing the distance. By assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you collapse all timelines into a single point of presence. The sovereign command. You have the power to change what you are by simply withdrawing your attention from the old holographic script and placing it upon the inner victory you desire. When you begin to let go of self-sabotaging patterns, a vibrational void often appears. This is where most seekers panic, returning to old anxieties because the silence feels like apathy or disconnection. To navigate this, you must use an emotional placeholder. the neutral positive anchor. Instead of forcing ecstasy, find a state of gratitude or simple silence to hold the mind steady while the old reality dissolves. The art of allowing. This placeholder prevents you from falling back into the spiritual plateau by giving your subconscious a steady frequency to mirror, maintaining alignment. By holding this neutral positive state, you prove your metaphysical clarity, understanding that the outer world must eventually conform to your internal resonance. The most significant block for the advanced practitioner is the habit of seeking, which is a subtle form of the fight or flight response. When you are trying to manifest, your nervous system is in a state of lack. To achieve inner sovereignty, you must shift your primary mental operating system to rest and digest, the state of allowing. Ending the search. Seeking metaphysical answers for wounds that psychology hasn't resolved often keeps you in a state of vibrational seeking. The frequency of flow. By moving into a state of flow, you tell the universe that you are already heard and that your connection to the source is unshakable. The ritual of presence. High-frequency rituals that focus on emotional balance move the body out of survival mode and into the state of a conscious creator. What if the reunion you seek with the divine is not something to be earned, but something to be allowed the moment you stop running? We have journeyed through the architecture of the self, dismantling the myths that have kept you in a state of spiritual exhaustion. You now stand at the threshold of a new state of being. But the final step to inner sovereignty is not just reaching the peak. It is learning how to breathe the air there without falling back into the valley of the old self. Many advanced seekers experience a spiritual plateau because of a phenomenon we call mental recoil. Usually within 24 hours of a profound reset or breakthrough, the ego attempts to re-establish its territory by reminding you of your vibrationally blocked past or your current lack. This is not a failure. It is simply the momentum of your previous default vibrational state. To lock in your subconscious reprogramming, you must adopt a maintenance protocol, the morning pivot. Before your feet touch the floor, spend 68 seconds claiming your presence as a conscious creator. Pattern disruption. If a negative, self-sabotaging pattern arises, use the 17-second threshold to immediately shift your focus to a neutral, positive placeholder. High-frequency rituals. Use consistent, simple practices like heart coherence breathing to provide the emotional balance necessary to stay in the flow. Validation of the now. When the mind whispers, "Nothing has shifted," respond with the definitive knowledge that your vibration is the only reality that matters. One of the greatest burdens of the advanced practitioner is the feeling of trying to manifest or trying to heal. I invite you to see the mind reset through a different lens. The radio dial. You do not create the music on the radio. You simply tune into the frequency where the music already exists. Similarly, your desired reality, one of health, love, and inner peace, is already vibrating in the quantum field. Frequency selection. A reset is not an arduous task. It is a simple selection of a different resonance, unshakable connection. When you stop trying to reach the source and realize you are already heard, the dial stays locked on the station of abundance. Metaphysical clarity. Mastery is knowing that if you don't like the broadcast of your current life, you don't need to fix the radio, you only need to shift the dial. The ultimate realization of this journey is this: your mind does not need fixing. You are not broken, and your energy is not stopped. You have simply been plugged into a source of lack and limitation for so long that it felt like your only reality. The inner victory comes when you finally unplug from the collective frequency of struggle and plug into the vortex of your own sovereignty. You are the creator, and your subconscious is simply awaiting your final instructions. The urgency of now. You still have time to claim your power, but you cannot postpone the inner work any longer. A new state of consciousness. You have the key to access a state few can truly reach. The reunion. Every breath is an invitation to a reunion with the divine version of yourself. I leave you with this final reflection. What if the self you are trying so hard to change is the only thing standing between you and the reality you already are?